different parts of the industry. And so, yes, they are thinking about this. They see this as a potential development, so they need to be aware of this, and especially the forward-looking people are more interested in it. Yes, I guess there is resistance. I think most people understand that this is not going to happen overnight. It will take quite a bit of time so that they can adapt to it, and that releases the tension around it.
There was the example you gave. You take a very small piece of sample or biopsy from the cattle or beast. How much meat can you get out of that in terms of growing it out? And in a simple context, how do you grow the meat?
Right. Well, so we take a very small sample, a gram probably, and we can turn that into 10,000 kilos of beef by just growing it up and culturing it. So that would reduce the number of cows that you need for growing the same amount of beef tremendously. The way it works is pretty simple, actually. Every muscle, meat is muscle. Every muscle has stem cells that can repair the tissue, that can multiply, and can form muscle tissue again. And the surprising thing is you don't need a body for it. You can do this outside of the body if you create the right conditions. So we can let the cells multiply tremendously. And then, because these are designated stem cells for muscle, they actually grow into muscle tissue pretty much spontaneously. We have to help them a little bit. And then they grow muscle tissue in front of your eyes, and that you can use to eat.
The cost is quite high at the moment. Firstly, what does it cost, and do you foresee that coming down in the near future?
Right. Well, that first hamburger was about 400,000 Australian dollars, which obviously is a ridiculous number. But we already have done calculations that if we only scale up current technology, which is still very old-fashioned, but if we scale that up, that comes down to $60 US per kilo. So that will be the next step, which will be a tremendous reduction in price, but it's still high. So we know, or we envision, that price will come down even tenfold when we improve the production method and introduce things like recycling into the production method.
Thank you for joining us. Certainly a unique concept to be raised here at the Northern Territory Cattlemen's Conference, and a topic in terms of meeting the growing Asian class and demand for beef, which is all the talk here in terms of the surge that is expected to take place over the next year.
Christian O'Brien there, and it was all the talk here as well, just an hour ago, with the good professor. As we say, nothing changes like the weather. The weather always changes, except